Hey guys! Do you know that the ocean is home to nearly 95% of all life? In this video, we are learning about some cool facts about the ocean. All information in this video is collected from Best Life. So, let's start. 1. The Earth's oceans have an average depth of 12,100 feet, or about 3,700 meters, and because there is rarely any significant light beyond 600 feet, or 183 meters, everything below that point is dark. So, many sea animals probably never seen sunlight. 2. The loudest ocean sound came from an icequake. In 1997, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA, captured one of the loudest sounds ever recorded, which they named the bloop. When I first heard this sound, it gave me shivers. It sounds so creepy. Anyway, the sound was loud enough to be picked up by sensors over 3,000 miles away. Originally, researchers noted that the nature of the sound made it seem like it came from an animal, although no known animal exists that is large enough to make that kind of sound. After 15 years, the NOAA concluded that the noise came from an icequake, which is when seismic activities cause a break in frozen ground. However, many people still question this conclusion, and the bloop is the subject of many conspiracy theories to this day. 3. The Jemtchug Canyon, located in the Bering Sea, has a vertical relief of 8,520 feet, or 2,600 meters, making it almost 2,500 feet, or 762 meters, deeper than the Grand Canyon in Arizona. 4. The biggest ocean waves are found beneath the surface. The largest waves that occur in the ocean are called internal waves, which take place between two fluids with two different densities. As these internal waves travel for thousands of miles, no less, they can grow to be 650 feet or 200 meters tall. 5. Water at the bottom of the ocean is incredibly hot. In these deepest parts of the ocean, the water temperature may only be 2 degrees to 4 degrees Celsius, with the exception of water coming out of the hydrothermal vents in the seafloor. The water released from these vents can be up to 400 degrees Celsius, or 750 degrees Fahrenheit. It's the intense pressure at these depths that keeps the water from boiling. 6. Coral produces its own sunscreen. Too much sunlight can damage the algae that live inside coral in shallow water. To protect the algae, which are a main source of sustenance for coral reefs, the corals fluoresce. This creates proteins that act as a sort of sunscreen for the algae. 7. There are around 20 million tons of gold dispersed throughout the oceans. It is, however, diluted pretty much to a pulp. Its concentration is only a few parts per trillion. The ocean floor also has undissolved gold embedded in it, but it's not cost-effective to mine it. 8. There's an ice sheet larger than the continental United States. Just 2 vestiges of ice remain from our planet's last ice age. The Greenland ice sheet, which is located between the Atlantic and the Arctic Ocean, and the Antarctic ice sheet. The latter of the two is 5.4 million square miles. 9. Sharks have their own underwater cafe. In 2002, scientists discovered an area in a remote part of the Pacific Ocean, partway between Baja, California and Hawaii, where typically coastal great white sharks will migrate to in the winter. The scientists named the spot the White Shark Cafe, and some sharks hang around the area for months before heading back to the coast for warmer weather. The cafe probably plays Baby Shark 24/7. 10. The longest mountain range above water is the Andes, which is about 4,300 miles or 7,000 kilometers long. The actual longest mountain range on Earth, however, is the underwater mid-oceanic ridge, which snakes between all continents and is around 40,390 miles or 65,000 kilometers long. By the way, if you subscribe my channel and press the notification bell, you will get to learn about a lot of interesting things like this. And while you are down there, also smash the like button to help my channel grow. Okay, now back to our aquatic journey. 11. A large iceberg from Antarctica contains more than 20 billion gallons of water, which could conceivably supply 1 million people with drinking water for 5 years. A company in the United Arab Emirates is actually planning to begin towing icebergs from Antarctica to the coast for exactly this reason. The country receives, on average, just 4 inches of rainfall each year, and is at risk of serious drought in the next 25 years, but may be able to solve the problem with this iceberg water solution. 12. In the Mariana Trench, 35,802 feet or 10,912 meters below the surface, which includes the deepest point on the planet. The water pressure is 8 tons per square inch. If you made your way down there, the pressure will crush you like an ant. 13. Do you know the biggest waterfall on Earth is actually underwater? The tallest waterfall you're going to see on land is Angel Falls in Venezuela, which has a drop of over 3,200 feet or 980 meters. But that's nothing compared to the Denmark Strait Cataract, which is an underwater waterfall in between Greenland and Iceland formed by the temperature difference in the water on either side of the strait. When the cold water from the east hits the warmer water from the west, it flows underneath the warm water, with a drop of 11,500 feet or 3,500 meters. The flow rate of the waterfall is more than 123 million cubic feet per second, which is 50,000 times that of Niagara Falls. 14. More than half of the United States exists underwater. This is because the borders of the USA don't stop where the land ends. They expand 200 nautical miles away from shore. 15. Oceans have lakes and rivers too. As seawater makes its way through layers of salt, it forms little depressions on the ocean floor. Because the water around these depressions contains more salt than normal seawater, it's denser and sinks into the depressions, creating little briny pools. These are a lot like the lakes we know in that they have shorelines, and some of them even have waves. 16. The Mediterranean used to be a dry basin until some 5 million years ago during the Zanclean flood, in which water from the Atlantic poured through the Strait of Gibraltar and filled the basin. Theories abound as to how this happened, but one catastrophic interpretation has the basin filling up in only 2 years, thanks to a massive torrent of water. 17. Sea ice is drinkable. However, you don't want to drink fresh sea ice, which still has little pockets of brine trapped in between ice crystals. As the ice ages, the brine drains out, and the ice becomes fresh enough that it can be melted and consumed.